back to the second video in the Community Energy Wales look at retrofit in Wales. In this video, we'll be looking at the whole house approach and what that actually means, because it's really key and fundamental to actually making sure that what we do in retrofit, especially to our traditional buildings, is set in a risk assessed and quality focused methodology. I tend to think of a building as a human body. In fact, we use similar terms. So in surveying, we talk about a building's pathology in the same way that we would do in a medical term. And it's really important to understand what we mean by that, because it's all about the building and what's happened to it over time. So when we refer to buildings as being Victorian or Edwardian or post-war, all those things, yes, that's fine, that's when it was built. But since then it's had a life and it's probably been extended. It's probably had, a toilet brought from outside in, it's had its loft insulated, it's changed from having coal fires to having a gas central heating system. There's lots of different things that have happened to that building. And it's not just about the services and the structure, but it's also to do with the sort of the softer stuff. Who lived there? What did it used to be? What is it now? And how well was it done? So lots of properties have suffered because of a lack of maintenance or use of inappropriate materials when repairs have been made, or when improvements have been considered, or when the building's actually been extended. There's lots of points within a building's life that we really need to understand, so that we actually sort of can delve into that building and make the right decisions based on what it is now, not what was it when it was built. So it's really important to understand a building's pathology for this process to be successful. We've not been very successful at this in the past. There was a report which was published some time ago by the Buildings Research Establishment, which highlighted 126 unintended consequences of energy improvement measures. So we're all trying to do the right thing for all the right reasons, but we're not very good at it. And we're not very good at it because we've just been focusing on energy and carbon reductions and not the wider context. We haven't been thinking about the materials that have been used, the materials we are going to use, the services, how heating relates to ventilation, how the fabric of the building relates to heating and thermal bridging. We haven't done any of those things. We've really been very narrow-minded and narrow-focused. And it's those situations that we need to change now, so that we take this more holistic approach. We take the whole house approach. It's not just the building. It is the people who live in the building. It is, where is that building? How exposed is it? Has it got any significance to the local population? There's a whole range of issues that we need to take into account if we're going to do this properly. So this PAS 2035 starts to address this. It starts to say, at the very start, we need to have a really good assessment of the building to actually really understand both the building, but also the client, the budget, what you're trying to achieve. And it's so important that this information then is passed on to someone who can then project manage it, who also understands all these different factors, and a designer who can take those factors, make sure that what is specified is the correct thing for that individual building. So the key to PAS and also to any retrofit is actually understanding that individual building, your home. And it's really important that if you understand your home, then you've got some element of control in this. And this is partially why we're doing these videos, so that you understand how your building works, what the factors are that you need to consider, so that you can then understand the process and make sure that the professionals who might be involved are actually doing not only what's right for you, but also what's right for the building.